The movie Bombshell is still out in theaters right now, and we might in real life be having a little version of it, oddly enough. So there's this former Fox and Friends presenter and host, Courtney Friel. According to the New York Daily News, so she has claimed now, this is last week I noticed this story, claimed that Trump told her she was the hottest one at Fox News at one point. This is back during the campaign, when he called her after she expressed an interest in working on the Miss USA beauty pageant. So Friel claimed that Trump opened the call by asking her about her career, but as she recounts, then out of nowhere he said, "You should come up to my office sometime so we can kiss."
Ew.
It's so specific that it makes it sicker. But anyway, the journalist said that she was shocked by his invitation and wrote, "Donald, I believe we're both married," and I quickly ended the call. And she said, sort of tying it into the other accusations against Donald Trump that have come up constantly over the past few years. "It infuriates me that he would call all the women who shared stories of his bold advances liars. I totally believe them. At least now I can joke that I could have banged the president, but I passed." I wouldn't joke that. But so look, she had that experience. Unfortunate, it gave her a perspective on all of these other claims against Trump from all these other women. But here's the thing, that's not where the story ends. So that story comes out, and then there's a follow-up story. Was this ex-Fox News anchor benched for accusing Trump? Because the thing is, she used to be on Fox and Friends, but she does weekend anchoring on KTLA. And apparently following that story coming out, she was not in any of the blocks that she normally does over the following weekend. And so it left many people wondering, I mean, she just came out with this story about Trump. We know what happens to women who make these claims that men have done these sorts of things. Was she being benched as a result of that? Now, it took about a week for KTLA to finally make clear that supposedly sometime later this month, she will resume. That although she said, "I was going to take a vacation later," they just sort of put me on the vacation early, and she's going to be doing press for her book. They're saying, no, she wasn't benched or fired or anything like that for the claims. She will be coming back.
KTLA, for those, to give you a point of reference, it's not like a Fox affiliate. KTLA is an independent local news channel, and it's the fun one. It's like the one that we all grew up on, and they go and they're the silly ones in the morning, and they have a good time.
I've done the show. I had a fun time.
Humble brag. So no, congrats. That's awesome. I'm wildly jealous because I grew up watching them, and they seem like the fun ones. I wonder if this is less directed to, and it's also Los Angeles, which is not exactly Trump country. I wonder if it's more related to their fears that she might write a book about them in the future, or just to not have her on when the going gets tough. But also, I'd say if I was producing that show, I'd want her on front and center.
Talking about
A, because I think the optics on pulling her back is bad, to take her off magically when this drops, and B, people are gonna tune in to see who the hell this person is.
Exactly, yeah. I don't know exactly what was going on. So you gave a couple of potential explanations. None of them are acceptable.
No.
To bench her in any way. And even, I mean, how could you not get how bad that would look? Of course, I mean, consider, like I said, Bombshell, still in the theaters. Like we saw what happened to all of these women. Some of them still don't have careers in the media following their experience. So I don't know anything else about her time at Fox, whether KTLA has any sort of financial connection in any way to any Republican cause or anything like that. I sort of doubt it. But anyway, I would say that they need to be way more cognizant in the future of how these sorts of things will appear. And what we want is, we want women to feel 100% comfortable to come forward and talk about the things they've done, especially, I mean, in this case, it corroborates the experience of literally dozens and dozens of other women, many of whom who have not been given a fair shake by the media, have been cast as liars or potential profiteers off of their experience. And here is a woman, Fox, like a Fox person, so this is not some crazy communist coming up with this, who says, yeah, that's basically the experience I had with Donald Trump back in the past.
Yeah, and it's disgusting, and unfortunately, she also said I didn't come forward at the time when he was running for president, but like, how much worse could it have been for America? We already proved that there are no consequences for his actions. There only seem to be consequences for calling them out.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I guess with Bill Cosby, we discovered how many women have to come forward before it finally matters. But for Donald Trump, I honestly don't think that there's a number. I don't think if it had 100, Steve Doocy would take it seriously.
Yeah, and honestly, when you talk about who's the hottest one at Fox News, it is Steve Doocy.
Clearly.
Period.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.